Campeão! Nós somos campeão!
Hi, this is me. My name is Vicente Freitas. I was born 2nd of May of 2000 in Lisbon, Portugal. A city, much like its country, where the passion for football is absolutely immeasurable, and where the sport is treated almost like a religion. And also, the city that is home to one of the greatest derby rivalries in the whole world. Sporting Clube Portugal versus Sport Lisboa e Benfica. Both sides of the family that I was born into were composed mainly of Benfiquistas, or Benfica fans. With even some ancestors of mine that were heavily connected with Futebol Clube do Porto. So, from the moment that I was brought into this world, it looked like my footballing likings weren't going to fall very far from the tree, right? Well, wrong. Instead of picking my family side, which would have been boring and not a very good video documentary storyline, at 6 years of age, I made the decision to be a Sportingista. In other words, I decided to fall in love with a club that went 19 years without winning a single championship. This is my story. Let's start this misery. I remember when I made my decision. I was 6 years old. I was very conflicted. I had a sense of, I'm betraying my family. It was probably my first big decision in life, you know. I remember I cried because I felt like I was disappointing them. It was big for me.
Hello, my name's Ana Mesquita, and I am Vicente's mother.
Do you remember the first time that I told you that I wanted to be a sporting fan, and what was your point of view from that experience?
It was quite a moment. I will never forget it. You were 6 years old, and you came into my office. You've knocked on the door. I was working, and you said, "Mom, I have something to tell you, something very important." And you said, "Mom, I think I'm a sporting fan." And I went like, "Of course. If you're a sporting fan, you're welcome to be." I just thought it was such a big decision you had inside of you, and I had to respect it.
Eu sou o Vasco, sou pai do Vicente há 21 anos, quase 22, e sou um adepto muito soft do Benfica.
Tu lembras-te da vez, ou da primeira vez em que eu te disse que tinha vontade de ser do Sporting, e quero que expliques o teu ponto de vista quando isso aconteceu?
Sim, claro.
Qual é que foi a tua primeira reação?
Claro. Tu nos primeiros anos dizias que eras do Benfica e que eras do Sporting, porque eu acho que era mais porque não querias decepcionar nem a mim, nem à mãe, não querias decepcionar, e como vias que ambos éramos do Benfica, eu acho que tu não tinhas coragem para dizer que não eras do Benfica. Te lembro perfeitamente no dia em que vieste a chorar, a dizer: "Pai, mãe, eu tenho uma coisa para dizer", e começaste a chorar e de repente disseste: "Eu não quero ser mais do Benfica e do Sporting, eu só quero ser do Sporting". E portanto até fiquei orgulhoso de tu seres do Sporting. No fundo fiquei um bocado triste para já, porque eu sabia que o Sporting não ganhava nada. Por outro lado, eu quando ficava feliz pelo Benfica ganhar ao Sporting, por exemplo, ficava sempre um bocadinho triste pela tristeza que via que tu tinhas, que ficavas mesmo muito triste.
Everyone around me was very understanding, but I don't think that anything could have prepared me for the things that were going to come. Tough times. Fizeste alguma coisa para que eu fosse do Benfica?
Não fiz grande coisa para tu seres do Benfica. A tua mãe também é do Benfica. Quando falámos de futebol, tu percebias que eu era do Benfica e que a mãe também era do Benfica. Mas nunca tentei forçar a ser do Benfica ou te fiz sócio, como aquelas pessoas que fazem logo os filhos sócios ou que compram equipamentos. Acho que nem nunca te comprei um equipamento do Benfica, mas portanto não fiz assim grande coisa para tu seres do Benfica, não.
I started going to football matches with my uncle, Ricardo. And he was probably the first person that really started helping me spur my love for sporting, because he was the only person in my family, him and my grandfather from my mum's side. They were the only two people in my family that had love for sporting. And I think that their love was bigger than everyone else's love for Benfica. So it kind of swayed me onto that side. Obviously, my uncle was super happy when I told him that I wanted to be a sporting supporter. And he took me to a sporting game. And I remember it vividly. I don't remember who we were playing against, but I remember the atmosphere, and I remember like saying, holy shit, this is it. We probably lost. I don't remember the result. I just remember feeling, wow, it's fantastic. The atmosphere, the love for football started there and then. And you know, he took me to many other matches in which we probably lost the majority of them. The more I started to go, the more we lost, and the more I came home battered, crying, disappointed. And there was a lot of years that we didn't win. You know, I think that the first time Sporting won a trophy whilst I was alive was when I was 8, and I don't even remember that. Do you remember any specific moments where I was sad or where I was annoyed that showed really how hard it was for me being a Sporting fan during all of these years?
Yeah, I can remember that most of the time you were coming from a game, you were furious because you didn't win and you couldn't lose anything. Other games you were the winner or nothing else. So it was very good because every time you used to come home after a Sporting game, you were so sad that you had to recover from like 3 days after, and then you used to forget, and there you were fighting for Sporting again.
The most vivid memory for me is getting home with my Sporting kit and just laying on my bed thinking, when's this going to end? When are we going to win something? When are we going to show the rest of the people that are constantly mocking me that we can do something?
Tu vibravas brutalmente e, portanto, tu gostas mesmo do Sporting, és mesmo... E eu acho engraçado isso nisso em ti, és mesmo... Tu vibras mesmo com o Sporting e com o futebol e eu acho isso engraçado. Agora, momentos assim mesmo tristes, eu não, foram tantos.
My worst moment as a Sporting fan, I think, was during the 2012-13 season, when, you know, Sporting had finished second, third, fourth, basically these three places for as long as I could remember. But in the 2012-13 season, we finished 7th. I remember going to an away game against Estoril, which was a small team at the time. You know, they finished 5th that year, but I remember it very vividly because we lost 3-1 away against a small team. And I remember at the end of the game saying to my friends, why are we doing this? Like, this is not gonna, we're not gonna get anything out of this. It's just sad. Every year was the same thing. Just mediocre. No trophies. Very few wins. And just 3rd, 4th best every time. Last year, we did it. For the first time ever. For the first time in my life, I saw my club as a champion of Portugal. We won a championship last year. for the first time in 20 years. At that moment, I did feel like it was worth it.
Duas. Então. Benfica! Então, olha, e tu? Sofreste muito por ser do Benfica? Não! A única coisa que eu digo que não é sofri, mas como tu nunca foste muito de ir aos jogos e de ir ao futebol, eu gostava de ter ido mais ao futebol contigo. Pois. Mas pronto, mas agora temos esta oportunidade. Exato. Não, mas agora temos esta oportunidade e vai ser o nosso primeiro derby, vai ser a primeira vez que vamos ao Sporting Benfica. Sim. Ganho melhor. Exato. Ganho melhor. E que seja o Benfica. Vamos à bola. Benfica! Benfica!
Sporting nasceu um dia sob o signo do leão e nós aprendemos a amá-lo e a trazê-lo no coração. Rapaziada, ouçam bem o que eu lhes digo e gritem todos comigo: viva o Sporting! Rapaziada, quer se passa ou se não passa, a vitória será nossa. Viva o Sporting! Rapaziada, ouçam bem o que eu lhes digo e gritem todos comigo: viva o Sporting! Rapaziada, quer se possa ou se não passa, a vitória será nossa. Viva o Sporting! Bandeira verde, um leão e uma esperança sem fim, muita fé no coração. O Sportingista é assim. Rapaziada, ouçam bem o que eu lhes digo e gritem todos comigo: viva o Sporting! Rapaziada, que irá ao teu coração me levar e sem receio farei o que eu puder pelo meu Sporting. One nil. Fucking terrible. Chuta, cara. Daí logo. Perdemos o campeonato. Acabamos de perder o campeonato. Two 2-0. We lost 2-0 at home, and we're now 9 points behind Porto, who are in first, and we've lost the championship. So
Tens alguma coisa para dizer?
Que é assim, a vida é, às vezes ganha-se, outras vezes perde-se e é para a frente, para a frente. Mas gostei muito, foi espetacular.
Is there a 20-year drought? Another one incoming? Maybe. I'll be here. I mean, I've done it for 20 years. I can do another 20. I can't. I genuinely can't. Help me, please. But I think that what you saw of what I filmed is what makes me love not only football, but this club. Obviously, it matters if we win or lose, but at the end of the day, all that matters is like going to the game or feeling that adrenaline during the game, celebrating the wins, suffering the losses. But yeah, I think that's why I love this club so much. Forever.